It's finally time. In this series, we're gonna go episode by episode and analyze each detail and intentionality that I can find in the show Steven Universe, as well as just my general thoughts and opinions on the series. Now, I make a lot of Steven Universe videos. This is something I've wanted to do for a long while, but I think now I'm officially ready. You know, my media criticism professor told me that you have to analyze something 3 times to be able to properly criticize it, and I've seen this show a lot more than that, so hopefully I'm good. If this first video does well, I will surely continue this series. Just let me know and, you know, also subscribe. Also, if you do want to help me make these videos better and faster, then you can support me for $5 a month right here on YouTube or on Patreon. You'll get your name displayed at the end of the video, and I made this picture of Petey an emoji. That's really cool that you can do that. Okay, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. So let's start with no other place than episode 1. I also do really quickly want to know, I got this series idea from kind of like multiple YouTubers. I really want to translate the love that these creators have for these shows into Steven Universe. There is another series on this platform called Gemology by Sourcemaster that does go through Steven Universe episode by episode, so I hope I'm not stepping on any toes here. Link to all these channels will be in the description, but I really want to share my own input and opinions and beliefs that I have with this show, and if I have any gripes. Alright, so we gotta start off with the iconic season 1 opening.
Are the crystal gems.
This is one of 3 opening sequences we got in the series. Something I appreciate about Steven Universe, like many of my favorite shows, is that the designs change over time. Humans grow up, they get haircuts, each time a gem is poofed, they get a new look. And obviously in this season 1 intro, we get the gem's first ever outfit. Now yeah, we got Steven's sick flip, and you know, Pearl's like, what the? I always took this look of Pearl's as surprise. Like she wasn't even aware Steven was going to butt in like this. I suppose it could also be like a look of fear because Steven just did like a whole ass flip. We then see the gems being warped up by the warp pad, Steven not exactly getting the hang of it, something we see in later episodes of the show. Every human who first interacts with the warp pad for the time always has trouble with it. Except for Greg, he could somehow tank that shit, which then leads us to the iconic shot of Steven and the gems running. Again, this is kind of self-explanatory, but you know what, it's overanalyzing, okay? Steven running to the front here truly shows his determination to work as hard as the gems and to be seen as an equal, but I think this moment can also be served as a moment of foreshadowing. Thematically, Steven begins on the bottom of the totem pole, a child that they don't even take on missions, whereas at the end of the series, Steven is practically the leader of the crystal gems. I feel like this is the show pushing that idea that everybody has to eventually rely on Steven. Okay, next shot, we see Greg driving by. We got a bunch of different townies. Mr. Smiley, Sour Cream, Onion, Jenny, Buck, Kiki, Nanafoa, Lars, Sadie, and this random lady that will definitely not be important later on. I don't really know who she is. I love whenever the characters get these like little black dots and a little line above them. It makes them, it's like almost like a little chibi effect. I don't know what you would call it. And I love that the Steven Universe mobile games like adapted the same art style. It's cute. And finally, Greg pulls up to the beach and puts down his iconic grill that he uses every episode. I love how the song here goes, you know, garnet, amethyst, and pearl, insinuating that that's the end. And then Steven coming in and having his own and Steven. Like, I like that he just buds in, even though it's his show, guys. Come on. Okay, that was a lot just for the intro sequence, so strap in, everyone. We start on 2 exterior shots, one of the town of Beach City with the temple just poking out of the mountain. I also believe this is the same hill Steven stands on in full disclosure. And then we zoom into the big donut where we hear a scream. No! Here we meet Steven Universe. Oh my gosh! As he is devastated that his favorite ice cream cookie cat is no longer being made.
Lars, please tell me I'm dreaming.
Get off me, man. I'm stuck in here.
We also meet Lars and Sadie for the first time.
I'm sorry, Steven. I guess they stopped making them.
Stop making them? Why in the world would they stop making cookie cats?
It's weird to think that you meet Lars and Sadie before the gems, but it kind of makes sense. You know, you want the viewers to meet Steven first instead of having the gem alien creatures just take up the entire scene. Stick him with some other humans first, you know?
Not lion lickers. Nobody likes them. They don't even look like lions. Kids these days, I'll tell you what.
Don't tell Steven his cat is gonna love these in the future.
Well, if you miss your wimpy ice cream so much, why don't you make some with your magic belly button?
That's not how it works, Lars. Right?
This scene of Lars teasing Steven gives us some good knowledge about what the characters actually know about Steven's gem up to this point, which is nothing. They practically know nothing, which makes me guess that Steven just kind of yaps about his gemstone to everybody in Beach City, and it's never actually done anything yet. Well, from what he can remember, at least. After some more pouting, Lars and Sadie eventually let Steven take the cookie cat freezer back home with him. Oh, that's nice. Where does Steven live exactly? Oh, okay. That's really cool. I really do love how the show takes such a drip feed-esque approach to storytelling. We start off with Steven being a normal kid, being sad that his ice cream is gone, and then we see he has a magic gemstone. Weird, okay. And then we see he lives in a giant temple. Oh, even weirder. Plopping us into the middle of this story where characters in the world react to grand things with such normalcy, like Steven casually walking up to this giant temple that he seemingly sees every day, but for us it's our first time, creates a lot of mystique for the show. I like it.
Hey guys, you won't believe this!
Steven.
So while the show is drip feeding us information in one tube, they're just absolutely pumping us with these beautiful, beautiful motifs. And with this nonchalant,
That's Steven.
paired with her synth percussion-esque theme, establishes that she's wild and loose. This then jumps to a piano as Pearl uses precision and delicacy to take out the creatures. We then bounce to Garnet with this bass and synth type beat. Or, I'm sorry, bass.
B-A-S-S spells bass.
Okay, so what exactly are these creatures?
What are these things?
Oh, thanks, I was asking the same thing. Also, look, Crying Breakfast Friends is playing on the TV, even all the way in episode 1. That's cool. And here's where we meet the Centipedals. Yay! This is our first introduction to corrupted gems. Of course, with no knowledge of the series, they're just monsters to the average viewer. With hindsight, we know that these things are offshoots of a corrupted gem. Now, I say offshoots because these things don't have gems. They just poof.
You guys? These things don't have gems.
That means there must be a mother somewhere nearby.
The show establishes later on that gems are aliens that do not reproduce, and their bodies are composed of light, so calling the monster a centipedal, not even a gem, almost tricks the viewer into thinking that this is a monster of the week type show. Garnet saying that there must be a mother nearby tricks us as well. It makes us think that these are biological monsters that reproduce, when we know that's not the case.
Sorry, Steven. We'll get these centipedals out of your room.
Which is kind of morbid, because the gems know that these are, you know, their fallen comrades slash enemies, centipedal being an enemy, I'm pretty sure. But the gems are purposely hiding the fact that these used to be gems for Steven's sake. Now, how does the mama centipedal create little offshoots like that? I don't know, maybe it's like the pebble thing?
Until you learn to control the powers in your gem, we'll take care of protecting humanity. Okay?
Oh man.
Now, of course, this is foreshadowing for when Pearl cracks Greg's neck. It happens in season 3. It's very tragic. I don't know why she did that. Good foreshadowing, though. And after a centipede gets in the fridge, Steven notices stacks and stacks of Cookie Cat ice creams in the freezer. And just ignore this red glow stick. It definitely doesn't pop up later. Just ignore it. Steven's eyes light up with stars as he realizes the gems are the ones who got him this ice cream.
And since they're your favorite,
We went out and stole a bunch.
I went back and paid for them.
The whole thing was my idea.
It was everyone's idea.
Not really.
All that matters is that Steven is happy.
Oh.
Now, before Steven breaks into song here, we get a little character moment with the gems again. And we also get this really detailed animation showing how the gems as weapons kind of disappear into light.
I went back and paid for them.
Pearl, where did you get the money? I know you didn't ask Steven's bum-ass dad. He ain't rich yet. Maybe she had some in her Pearl or something.
The whole thing was my idea.
It was everyone's idea.
Not really.
Is this Garnet using her future vision? Like knowing that the Cookie Cats would have ran out, so she went and told everybody to buy some? Maybe? We don't know. For sure. For sure. Okay, it's time for the Cookie Cat song. So this is pretty infamous, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. The Cookie Cat song pretty much foreshadows like everything. The whole main plot twist of the show. He's a frozen treat with an all-new taste. He came to this planet from outer space, a refugee of an interstellar war. And now he's at your local grocery store slash beach city. Cookie Cat, he's super duper yummy. Cookie Cat, he left his family behind. That part too, that's also foreshadowing. Also note how the Cookie Cat is half pink and half white. There's probably, you know, that's probably something. Some symbolism there. Steven takes a bite out of his Cookie Cat and we get some good old chewing ASMR. But as Steven finishes this bite, his gem begins to glow. And just as quick as it began to shine, it starts to dim.
How do I make it come back?
Calm down, Steven. Breathe. Don't force it.
Eventually, it's no use, and Steven gives up.
Oh, I was really close that time. Can one of you just explain how to summon a weapon?
Oh,
I'll go first.
We then get a sequence with each individual gem showing how they each summon their own weapon.
Petal's dance seems improvised, but it is being calculated in real time based on the physical properties of this planet. With hard work and dedication, you can master the magical properties of your gem and perform your own dance.
Now, each explanation the gems give Steven gives us more insight into their characters. Pearl moves in response to others, in her fighting style, but also in her relationships. She's reactionary, and just like a Petal, she'd have a hard time breaking out of the wind's control. And her weapon of choice is a cool spear, which is actually really interesting because in most of the flashbacks we see later in the series, she was trained in sword fighting. So did she have the same problem as Steven once? I don't know, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's dial it back here.
Did Pearl tell you the pedal thing?
Yeah, I need to practice really hard so I can dance like a tree.
Okay, this line insinuates even more history of the gems. Amethyst knows of the Petal advice, so does that mean Pearl once said it to Amethyst, meaning Amethyst didn't know how to summon her weapon?
Wherever I need to summon my weapon, it just happens. See? Didn't try at all.
Again?
So Amethyst offers a complete opposite approach to Pearl. Where Pearl says to react to the world around her, Amethyst says to act on instinct and your weapon will come to you. I love this detail of Amethyst, kind of just relying on her natural urge to survive. It makes a lot of sense for her character. But Steven, rightfully so, is now even more confused.
So I'm supposed to work really hard and not try it all at the same time?
Yes.
And now we finally get to see Garnet's advice.
Or you can link your mind with the energy of all existing matter, channeling the collective power of the universe through your gem, which results in... At least that's my way of doing it.
Oh, okay. Garnet, I just know a blunt with you would be fucking nuts. Now, keen-eyed viewers may point out that Garnet has 2 gems. Don't listen to those keen-eyed viewers. There's nothing suspicious going on there. Garnet, especially in Season 1, just has a certain mystique to her. It's something that dissolves later in the series that I'm okay with, but, you know, it's something that I just really do enjoy in these earlier seasons. Also note that this is actually Garnet and Amethyst's fusion song, used all the way back 20 episodes before.
You can link your mind with the energy of all existing matter.
I just thought that was interesting. I wonder how composing scheduling works, you know, in tangent to editing and animating. Like, do you make the music first or do you make the video first? So yeah, anyway, Steven is just now even more confused. So instead of following any of that advice, Steven tries in his own Steven-y way. He attempts to recreate the exact moment his gem started to glow. He tells Amethyst to cross her arms, he moves Pearl's foot, and...
Garnet! Yeah.
He then grabs the same cookie cat from before, and hey, don't pay attention to that.
He's a frozen treat, all new taste, Interstellar War, now available at Gherkins. Aw, it was funnier last time.
The gems all reassure Steven that he is a true crystal gem.
And you're fun to have around, even if your gem is useless.
And Steven, feeling happy, takes another bite into the cookie cat.
Even if I don't have powers, I've still got Cookie Cat. So good.
And wouldn't you have guessed, Steven's gem starts to glow. And out pops not an offensive weapon, but a defensive one. The Crystal Gem theme song plays in the background as Pearl notes that Steven's weapon is a shield. Now, Steven's weapon being a shield makes a lot of sense for his character, but I do want to analyze Pearl's line here. With hindsight, we know that Rose's weapon was also a shield. In fact, it was this exact one. I do find it interesting that Pearl isn't like, it's your mother's shield. She's just like, it's a shield, you know? Now, this could just be because the viewer hasn't actually met Steven's mom yet, or learned about her, that is. We simply haven't been introduced to Rose, so why would they even mention her yet? Or Pearl simply so caught off guard that Rose's shield survived even when she didn't, that she's just like, it's a shield. Either way, Steven is stoked.
Oh, what? I get a shield? Oh, yeah!
This TV gets destroyed a lot. We are gonna count how many times it gets destroyed. Okay, this is the first time.
I summon my weapon by eating ice cream!
What's in these things?
But before Pearl can read the nutrition label, Mama Centipedal comes back. The gems go on the offensive, and holy shit, Garnet, how the hell are you standing there?
Stay in the house, Steven.
No, wait! I'm coming too!
As we can guess, Steven does not want to stay inside. He grabs a bunch of cookie cats and he throws them in the freezer. Also, this shot just looks really good. I like it more. After a few scraps, the Centipedal eventually gets Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl pinned down on part of the statue's debris.
We could really use Steven's shield right about now.
Hey, Amethyst. He's working on it. Okay? So Steven slams the freezer down and yells some anime stuff.
Cookie Cat Crystal Combo Powers?
but his gem never activates.
We need to save Steven! Can we save ourselves first?
Damn, man, with this, you just asked for a shield, man. So Steven starts shoving cookie cats in his mouth and just narrowly dodging the centipedal, just desperately trying to activate his shield. And that's when the freezer breaks.
No. Oh, no.
Holy shit, Steven electricity powers confirmed. We see him turn off the TV in season 1, episode 43, and this theory is confirmed all the way in episode 1. Oh my god. So this is the last straw for Steven. He realizes he doesn't need his gem to defeat this monster. He just needs his human grit.
Cookie Cat. He's super duper yummy. Cookie Cat. He left his family behind. Cookie Cat. Now available nowhere.
And with the centipedal distracted, the gems can do some aura farming, hell yeah. And then they finish the job with like this cool POV shot, I guess? I don't know, but it looks really cool. The gems defeat the centipedal and a gem falls out of the air. But to a first-time viewer, this might not even look like a gem, and I think that was on purpose. The gem looks like a Pokeball for, you know, an obvious reference where, you know, we're catching creatures, but it makes the whole "what are these monsters" question that more interesting. Like, look how quickly Garnet bubbles it away. It's almost a show being like, yep, we're showing you a little bit, but don't think about it. It's again with this like drip feed storytelling and having the characters act in this like normalcy to just crazy things that we've never seen before. This world just keeps getting freaking more interesting. With the centipedal defeated and all his ice creams gone, Steven then puts a piece of plastic into the ground. Wow, Steven. But listen, okay, he's mourning his favorite ice cream. It's sad.
Shh. Hush now.
Are you crying?
Only a little.
The gems sit with Steven and console him, noting that his power does not in fact come from ice cream.
Of course they don't come from ice cream. Don't worry, Steven. I'm sure someday you'll figure out how to activate your gem.
Yes, in your own Steven-y way.
And this is a very sweet moment again. We constantly see Steven, you know, trying to prove himself, but in this episode twice, we see the gems assure him that he's a part of the family no matter what.
In your own Steven-y way.
I also can't exactly tell if this is Garnet literally looking into the future and knowing Steven summons his shield in his own Steven-y way, or if that's just her reassuring Steven. Like, is that the Sapphire in you talking, girl? Come on.
I think I ate too many cookie cats.
Okay, and that's the end of Steven Universe Episode 1, an 11-minute episode that I've managed to make a video longer than that. Man, why did they ever say you were a weak main character, Steven? You electrocuted a giant fucking beetle in the first episode. What a good first episode to this series. I think they did a great job with the very limited runtime they had of 11 minutes. We get just enough information in this first episode to be satisfied, but also, you know, very intrigued. Who are the gems? Who are the monsters? Where are Steven's actual parents? Why does he live in this giant temple thing? I honestly view episode 1 and episode 2 of the show kind of like as the same first intro to the series. Like, it's almost a joint introduction. Like, I feel like this first episode introduces you to Steven and the gems and the monsters of the show, but episode 2 introduces you to Steven's dad and the town of Beach City. So again, like and subscribe and let me know if you want this series to continue, and I will surely make more. And again, if you want to help me make these videos faster, feel free to support me right here on YouTube or on Patreon. It will help me pay my bills and feed myself, which will make me edit faster. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of this series, y'all, and hopefully there will be more to come. Bye-bye!